All right, cool. Well, we'll get this started. All right, y'all. Welcome to another XROADZ podcast. This is the first one in this new space, and with my buddy Shelby Bean.
How's it going, man?
Dude, doing good, man. It's been a long time since we've actually chatted.
Yeah, it really has. And I was just saying earlier how much I really dig this place that you got going on. I didn't know this was the first place or the first one you're doing in this spot.
Yeah, in this spot. Yeah, you're my first test subject.
Okay.
Kind of. I don't want to say victim or nothing. You know, it's like. I mean, at the time, you've already been a victim of my craziness in the past, which, you know, for people that are listening, how our past, when I moved to Helena, I met you through music.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you had just started, you were just doing acoustic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess, you know, bringing it back to then, what even made you get into music?
It's kind of like a slow burn, I think. I started off with first when I was a kid, I always liked music, especially at a young age, from middle school. I discovered punk rock and metal around the middle school phases of my life. And then once I kind of crossed into high school, it was, it's a whole different vibe. It's kind of like a switch on everything. Middle school, you have that awkward phase of you're going from being a kid and now you're a preteen and you're growing into being a teenager. And then I started listening to music a whole lot more intensely and really getting into it in high school. But it took me to go to a concert for the first time in Great Falls, and I saw Disturbed live, and I was at the front row. And that was by chance. I was supposed to go home that night.
Oh, you're in the front row, is that what you said?
Yeah, well, I pushed
nice.
my way to the front row.
Yeah. At the Civic Center or something there? Or do you even know?
I think it was where the fairgrounds are.
Oh.
I think. It was so long ago. I was 14. But I was getting ready to leave with my mom because we were visiting my grandparents' house. And my uncle rushed all the way back to my grandparents to stop us, and he's like, "Are you sure you want to go home?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, it's Saturday. I want to be home on Sunday because in school, you know."
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "Would you stay for a Disturbed concert?" And he pulled out 3 free tickets from a friend of his who couldn't go, and he didn't sell them to him. He just gave them to him because he couldn't go. So he rushed all the way down, took me to the concert, and the rest was history after that. And then after I saw it, I was so blown away with performances and live music and concerts that I realized that would be a really, really cool occupation. And then I picked up a bass guitar and started learning how to play bass. And then I was just pretty much from then on forward just kind of slowly got really turned on to playing music instead of just, listening to it and everything.
Dude, I didn't even realize you started playing bass.
I did.
I don't know how I never caught that.
Really?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever really even seen you play bass. Maybe fiddling around or something, but I had no idea because when I met you, you played acoustic mainly.
Yeah.
I think it was when I met you, it was a Baked Bean Project.
Yeah, it was Baked Bean Project, and then it turned into Baked Bean Society. But I started doing acoustic music way before that. And I didn't really start doing any songs or writing or anything crazy until probably until I was about 19 or 20. But I was playing bass in my basement for ever, and I don't think I got really anywhere super good at it, but it made me want to write music. And then I kind of ditched the bass and decided I wanted to play music, so I bought an acoustic guitar.
Nice.
And then I started writing songs because I always wanted to be a songwriter. I didn't want to be a bass player. I wanted to be a songwriter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I didn't even really care to be a guitar player. I just wanted to make music. So the guitar was the instrument that just made the most sense. So
singing, was that your first idea then, writing songs and singing if you didn't want to play guitar?
Yeah, I think so. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd say that singing was probably the one I wanted to do the most. But that was a journey in its own as well. When you want to get into writing music, you don't really know where to start. And if you're doing guitar and singing vocals, you I mean, some people catch on really quick, some people don't. But for me, it was a slow journey, and over time
To play both at the same time.
Yeah, to consider myself like a confident singer and consider myself a confident enough guitar player, you know.
Yeah.
And then to do them at the same time, and then have enough confidence to go and put yourself in front of people and say, I'm going to go play a show now, whether it's like a coffee shop or your first gig at a dive bar or something. It was like, it took me a while to build the confidence enough to say, it's like, I'm good enough now to like show people that kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah, true that. I think that's one of the reasons I drank a lot.
Yeah.
And stuff like, you know, the liquid courage thing where it's like, okay, I'm going to kind of like feel more comfortable with it. But I think that's really when it started, like, for me, playing gigs more was like, you hit 21, then you can play at the bars.
How long have you been sober now?
Almost 4 years.
Oh, wow, man.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah,
nice.
It's been a while. But, you know, again, there was times in those lives, like, for people that are listening and don't know, we were playing for a while in a band together. And, you know, my drinking and drugging, because I was on, you know, of course, smoking weed every day. But during that time we were playing, I was probably on acid, like,
I remember.
more than half the time.
Yeah, I remember.
And, you know, I became, like, a big ego.
You probably
Could
had
be
a
an
lot of crazy
asshole.
experiences, too, like, during those times, too, man. I bet the emotions and the everything was just quite a wild ride, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And then it was just hurting people. You know, it's like you push the people away, say hurtful things, wake up, regret it, and then I just do it all again. And then, so thankfully, through, you know, change my life around, I can, you know, work on, like, making amends with you and others where it's like, you know what, I could live a better life being cool with people, which was really my goal always, was like, hey, you know what, when I moved to town and met you, and I was like, oh, this dude's doing something, like he's like pursuing his dreams and passion, making things happen. I went to, it was right when Helena got pregnant, I went to a show, maybe you lived there, with the Ferry Brothers.
Yeah, that was a long time ago in that trailer on Wilder Street. Yeah, that was a while ago.
And Kyler was playing. He might have been playing with them too. Bloody Blood Orgy.
Yeah, no, actually, I recommended them to play with him, or him to play with them, because they were out of a drummer for whatever reason. I can't remember how things went south for them, but it turned out that we lived right next door to Kyler, and I told him, you need to hit up my friend. He's a really good drummer. You should have him play with you guys. And then by the weird stars aligning, we ended up moving right next to him. So I mean, it was all,
yeah, that is crazy.
Weird how life kind of works in that way, you know.
For sure.
And that's the funny thing is like a lot of the stuff that goes on, it's like those few moments in your life that like seem like they're just super tiny or small, or just a fraction or a sliver in your life that end up making like a enormous impact on your life that like change your life forever. And that's kind of like how that was for us, you know. I mean,
dude, yeah, and that's kind of, you know, a lot of people will kind of say that, especially when you're like, my life's all fucked up, you know, and I'm people are like, well, things happen for a reason. But dude, so yeah, I was telling you that recently I had that close call, almost died.
No, that's right. I forgot about, you were telling me that yesterday, I think.
Yeah.
I came over here. Yeah.
So that was something I had in this experience when I was like, I don't know, out of body or in my mind or in some weird space. Whatever all this stuff I was going through in my head, which was crazy because it was like your whole life. You go back to like, I was seeing like the past and things that just, I don't even know. It didn't make sense. It was like another world. But that was the one thing I remember kind of replaying in my head, was like, you see all these little moments in life, they're so significant, like all the little things. And But yeah, what happened was I was spraying. I was doing a basement remodel, and I was spraying this Kills primer. It was like a really strong stuff, and I finished up, and I had some ventilation, but I was unmasking like all the windows and went upstairs for some air. I started feeling kind of lightheaded, and that's when I actually texted you that day, and I was like, yo man, I'm gonna have to reschedule again, since we rescheduled like 12 times.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm sorry about that too, bro.
No, it's all, I'm sorry too. Well, I go back downstairs to clean up my spray machine and everything,
yeah,
and the fumes just started hitting me even more. I started to feel like I was on drugs or ass or something, and I was like, oh no, I'm cooked. Like my brain started going weird. I couldn't like function, and next thing I know, I'm waking up in the ER.
Oh shit! What was the cause from it?
Just the fumes like pull all the oxygen out of you and your blood and everything. So
all right,
I just lost all this oxygen, and then they were like, oh man, we thought you were dead, and I'm like, I don't even know. They were just like
I just woke up.
I just woke up.
Woke up here. I'm like,
and of course, like, do you know who you are? And blah blah. And I'm like, once I finally got it together, I'm like, okay, good, because last time you said you were like a caveman and a spaceman.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was one of the things that I took from the experience, was in my whatever experience I was going through out of this world, was like, all these little moments are so significant. And now I again try to look at life like, I need to appreciate being alive.
Yeah, that's kind of the weird thing, man. Like, I mean, sometimes it takes like really significant things that happen, whether they're big or small, to whoever may have you, that really start making you go in different directions. And I think those are things that like always will always come up as long as we're alive. I mean, I've had my back and forths with things too, and I've had my fair share of epiphanies, and also close calls and stuff like that. And then it's funny because even then, like, I've found myself still making really bad decisions and making mistakes and stuff like that, and getting into the habits and choices that really set me back for a good while. And then, I mean, you learn from them, and you're thankful for the experience, and you're thankful for all the knowledge and wisdom that you gain out of it. But while you're going through it, and then even afterwards, you're still kind of like, why did I even put myself through that?
Yeah.
And that was a close one. I can't believe I made it through that. Because then when you have close calls, you're like, man, and then you think about all the stuff you haven't like reconciled with or finished up with or taken care of, or you start looking at things in a different perspective. I mean, I had a car take out my car like 5 seconds after I got out of it one time.
Oh.
Yeah, when I was like 19, I think.
Dang, another one. I was like, little moments. It's like, if I would have decided to
chill for like 5 more seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Dang, dude.
I was getting out of my car, and it was like almost midnight, and I just graduated from high school, and my mom got remarried, and they moved into this new place and all. And I was the last one, of course, to get all my stuff. And I had all my special stuff with me, too, like my guitars, my amps, all my sentimental gear and everything like that. And I was smoking a cigarette in my car, and I was listening to music. And normally when I'm there, I'm kind of like in my like zone. I'm chilling, kind of like having some me time. And all of a sudden I was like, can I chill, smoke one more cigarette, and jam out to some more music? I'm not feeling ready to go to bed yet, but something in my head said, just go to bed. Got out of my car, and I was thinking, I still got to get all my stuff out of the trunk. And again, I hear this voice in my head. It's like, just go to bed. And I was like, whatever. And I'm thinking I'm just being a lazy teenager, And then I get to once I get to the door, I turn the key, unlock the door, go right inside, and there's some steps right next to the door. There's the living room right here, and then there's the steps to my right. And I was just about to go down the steps into the basement where my room was, and then I hear a bam. and this metal clunking and scratching and that like like how like a welding would sound. And I went outside and this huge Dodge Ram just came and mucked my car, man, completely destroyed it. And
Dang.
yeah,
that's super scary. Well, yeah, man, I'm glad you're still here today. That's again, it makes you feel like maybe there's some significance to my life. Maybe there's a purpose. I'm gonna make sure this thing's still.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
I knew there'd be some technical difficulty, which is fine.
That always happens.
Yeah.
You can never go without it not happening. Hi, stupid.
Yeah, for sure.
Hi, dum.
All right. Yeah. Back to it. So, still alive, and you're still rocking.
Yeah.
Still been playing music all this whole time, and so yeah. After the Baked Bean Society, it transitioned into American Philosophy, and you're still rocking American Philosophy.
Yeah, we're still doing that. Everything's kind of like changed since then too.
And that was right when I was. You guys like hired me as like a manager to help like booking and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then you joined.
Yeah, you were like, you gave me a guitar, and you're like, well, you want to just play with us? And that was a lot of fun. And then how bands are and getting fucked up sometimes.
Man, like a lot of that stuff, like, I mean, I don't think it ever really goes away. You do stuff with bands for so long. Everyone talks about when they do bands, like how they really want to be in one, and they really, even like, I mean, this is local scene stuff, like, I mean, we play, you and I have had our fair share of playing, like, we've played around the state, and you've been on your own tour before, so you're very aware of, like, whether it's big, small, big league, semi-pro, or just straight local or whatever. People forget that the first thing that comes with being in a band is being in a band.
Yeah.
Like
egos and drama and people's vision of like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah, and being able to get along and play the same kind of music, and then if you're in the kind of like, I mean, what's the word I'm looking for? If you're in the same kind of pocket that we were in too, and I still go have my ups and downs and battles with that kind of stuff. If you're doing a lot of drugs, or if you're drinking alcohol or whatever have you, it does catch up to you, and it caught up to me too, and I've seen it happen firsthand, and it happens to and your friends, you go from being like really good friends, and then next thing you know it, you could just be business partners, or maybe your friends and business partners, but sometimes that doesn't always mesh, and do you even get along with each other? Do you even like playing the same music with each other? Can you stand being in the same car or van with these people over and over and over, and like when we started playing the last couple of years, but especially last year, we were in the car with each other pulling a trailer every fucking weekend, and like, I mean,
and traveling is in itself kind of like, it's kind of fun, but it's kind of a drag.
It's all fun, but then like, I mean, the funnest part is being on stage and playing.
Yeah.
And then everything else kind of comes up. You got to schedule around with people and jam with them. You got to be, maybe you and the other person didn't share kind words with each other the week prior to that. So now you guys aren't getting along. Well, that gets in the way of practice, or it gets in the way of the show. Yeah. Maybe somebody doesn't like somebody's girlfriend. Maybe somebody doesn't like how somebody is maybe drinking too much, or doing too much drugs, or partying a little bit too much. Maybe they're getting in fights or something. Like, you're coexisting with more than just yourself. You're coexisting with other people. You might as well, hunker down and get yourself a wife, but be married with like 2, 3, 5 other people.
For sure. It's definitely like a family, and even beyond the band, then there's all the other people in the music scene or whatever, which you can be cool with each other. Sometimes there's an air of jealousy or envy, or like, we're cool, but how it is, especially if somebody's getting a really good gig and you're not.
I was telling
whatever,
I was telling my girlfriend the other day, I hate musicians. But because we are musicians, but interacting
I hate myself. I've definitely like as a
Yeah.
musician, but I've definitely been. I hate myself. I love myself. But musicians are hard to deal with.
Yeah, the musicians don't even like themselves, but then they want the entire world to love them and love their music, and that's
probably why too. It's like
maybe it is. Maybe that's why guys like us always have struggles with like drugs and alcohol or women or freaking emotional issues or what have you. You know, looks like someone's in trouble.
Yeah,
but
sure.
but hanging out with other bands, I don't know what's harder, being in a band or being in a band and hanging out with other bands,
which can be really cool too, and can be cool.
It goes one way or the other, right? I mean, I
sometimes it turns into a different band.
Yeah,
like you might end up having people quit and cross over and be like, you know what?
Oh yeah,
there's definitely been musicians, of course, all over this town. They might be in like a tons of bands at once.
Yeah.
And
oh yeah, like the horror drummer or the horror bass player that goes and plays like 6 different bands. They got a gig here, and then on Tuesday they got to go gig here, and then on Wednesday they got to go practice with this band or something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you can't blame people though who just want to play.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know, but it gets so incestuous sometimes, and
definitely,
and you can rub people the wrong way, like, oh, you're stealing my drummer, or you got my guitar player, or oh, you're using his studio, not my studio.
You should be committed to this one project. Yeah. Why are you going?
What do you mean you're opening for that band? Why aren't you playing with opening for us, or some shit like that? You know, like.
But you've been committed to your project for quite a long time. I mean, you guys released a few Baked Bean Society albums.
Yeah, and then AP's got a few of them. I mean, this has been counting the Baked Bean Society, which is a 2-piece punk rock band for anybody who isn't aware that's listening. But it was a 2-piece punk rock band, and then obviously American Philosophy, we turned into like a rock band together. And then shortly after that, we kind of went dark after you left. We didn't do a whole lot of things. We kind of had to figure out a whole lot of kind of like a different direction. And then we turned into kind of like a metal punk band, which kind of was already the direction it was going to go. But I mean, it's changed a lot, but it's been about 13 years now altogether. I mean,
that you've been playing together?
Yeah, this whole project started in a trailer, and then now it's where we're at now. But yeah, it's been about 13 years, and nice. I'm just now starting my own little solo thing. So,
is it still electric guitar? Or is it mainly acoustic?
It's gonna be a handful of it's based off acoustic songs I wrote.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going into a studio of a friend of ours that we've recorded with before, and now I'm gonna do acoustic songs, but there's going to be like maybe some cello involved in it, and there's going to be drums, there's going to be a little bit of leads, there's going to be some distorted guitar, so there's going to be rock songs and there's going to be acoustic songs, but they're more like, they lean more on a pop scale than anything, but it keeps out like punk like attitude that has already kind of been there, because I can't not have that kind of like style of music since it's what I grew up with. But yeah, it's going to be a little bit more like what when we were playing Baked Bean Society, but a little bit more
like more chill than
the
heavy metal.
Yeah, a lot more relaxed, maybe a little bit more like intimate and more heartful instead of just being like.
Are you planning on doing that with other musicians too?
Yeah, I've been doing that with. I got a friend who I've been linking up with, doing some guitar parts with. I got the recording studio I've been playing, he's doing bass lines for it, and then I got a pal out in Butte who is going to do some drum tracks for tomorrow actually for it. Yeah, and then I got somebody who suggested doing some keyboards. It's in the air about people who want to do like saxophone and stuff. It's kind of like a passion project really, and it's just kind of seeing where it goes. But cool. I wanted to do something not just distorted guitars and angry singing and 1,000 miles an hour stuff. I wanted to do something kind of experimental, see where that
sounds
goes.
like you're experimenting with just working with other people, taking their input, and yeah, because Sean, Brian, you started playing with him too, bass player.
Yeah.
Is and it seems like he does that kind of stuff too, doesn't he? I'm trying. Hopefully, I get him out here one time to chat it up.
He's does the stuff that like you do. You know, he does recordings and producing, and he does videos and pictures, and he does like all sorts of stuff, and he tries to get shows going off. I think he leans more into the videos and the. Oh. Well, that one's gone.
Yeah.
He's more into the live sound stuff than anything else. And then, of course, like the band stuff. But where you kind of focus a lot more on like video and you're doing the podcast and everything, which, by the way, this is a really sweet setup, like I said earlier. I wasn't expecting this at all.
Yeah, you know, I didn't expect it coming in my life like this, but, you know, of course, with my program and everything like that, it's all that comes down to God. So, which it's just
seems like it's been working out for you, though, man. I mean, it's you've come a long way since I've last really got to talk to you.
Yeah, I mean, you accidentally went to my old house,
yeah,
which that you know, I went through a dark period too after playing with you guys. Really dark, depressing, just more alcohol and drugs and just dark. And my kids were young, and I went into like a Mr. Mom phase too, which was, I loved it, being with my kids. But, you know, then eventually I got actually on, when I started sobering up, I got diagnosed manic bipolar, or manic depression, bipolar 2, which I was actually diagnosed at when I was like 15 and prescribed medication. But I just was like, I don't want to do the medication. I just started drinking and smoking, self-medicating. But once I got on the medication now, this lamotrigine, it started to stabilize me. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to get back my construction license and just start doing things. So, yeah, life slowly changed. But I don't know why I went into that. I think it was just, that dark period.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And, you know, so thankfully we ended up in this spot, and, you know, hopefully it becomes more of a community place where, you know, people can kind of work together, although it's kind of competitive out there and people do their own things. And nowadays I'm like, you know what, I could be, you know, jealous or envious of people doing things, but I'm just like, whatever. I hope they succeed.
I had to learn that kind of too. I mean, I went through phases of like always wanting to be ahead of the curve and want to be the best, and then like what the irony behind it is, once everything started like getting a lot of momentum for us, I started getting into a lot of, you know, shit.
Yeah.
And I almost,
once you get attention too, and people start being like, hell yeah, you guys rock, kind of feeds.
I think a part of it also too was my own personal I've had substance problems since I was like, you know, a teenager, like even younger than that. And like I think that once you get into like a kind of like a lifestyle like with music where that's like really acceptable
for sure,
or encouraged even,
yeah, definitely,
you kind of get caught up in it, and you kind of like start to lose your head. And so many people have probably thrown away their potential like successful career before they even got there.
Yeah,
you know, because of like getting caught up in the lifestyle of partying and having a good time instead of like what you're doing it in the first place for, is like, in the sense like this is like music or something. Like that's what is supposed to be giving you that high and that rush and that joyful feeling that fulfills you. But then when you combine those with negative things like such as like drugs and alcohol and whatnot, like, don't get me wrong, I'm still a guy that you'll see me you'll catch me having a beer downtown once in a while, and I'm hanging out with friends, or my lady or whoever, you know, you'll still see me down there. But there is a thing that I kind of had to learn, that, you know, I had to start getting away from nightlife. Particularly when we play shows, that's a little bit different. But we don't even drink really when we're playing. We stay relatively pretty sober now, and we don't like getting all tuned up before stage, and afterwards we don't even go party afterwards. We want to go home.
It's different when your hangovers are way worse when you're older.
Yeah, dude.
And, I had to get comfortable though with like people still living their lives and, you know, doing their things that maybe I wanted to or used to live that lifestyle, and then just be like, you know what? I've done it so many times that now I'm just like, that's cool, man.
Yeah, it loses its interest after a while. You either end up just kind of like running yourself down into the dirt, and then you slow down and you start losing care in the things that you really enjoy doing, or you shake it off and those things aren't as important to you anymore, and the stuff that really are is like
your passions and
stuff and creating, they become more important to you, and you actually fall in love with them more if you're willing to accept that you don't have to be this, you know, rock star like image or this big shot, like whatever it is, artist, actor, videographer, person, producer, whatever it is, you know. Maybe it's even like owning
even construction companies. I've known guys and it's still like, you know, like speed and uppers and stuff are huge in even construction worlds, and probably even like Wall Street.
I could see that,
you know. And it's like I've seen a lot of friends build up businesses, do real good, and then just get too much into the party.
Oh yeah.
And then their whole business crumbles, and then they're back to like square one. But, you know, I'm glad you guys have been sticking with it. What do you got going on now with American Philosophy?
We just got done playing at Lewis and Clark. We played with Blistered Earth, that Metallica tribute band.
Dude, that's dope. I've never seen them. I've seen pictures. I think I'm connected with them online.
Yeah.
They're pretty
rad, man. They play all the good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They everything except Saint Anger, apparently. They don't.
Yeah, it's that one album that's
they're those guys who don't like that album. They're in that pocket of Metallica fans and stuff, and I don't really care like what people think about the album or not, but they play all the good stuff. They'll play like Inner Sandman, then they play Kill 'Em All, everything off of Kill 'Em All, the whole album.
Oh, nice.
And then they play like, you know, all stuff from Ride the Lightning, and they play like 2 hours worth of songs. They cover a whole like more than one discography of Metallica, and they're cool dudes. You know, we get along with them. This is the 5th year in a row we've played with them.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, no, it's
nice.
It's almost every year now.
You're their go-to band, or whoever's booking is like, yo.
When they come down, they play Lewis and Clark, and they always request us to come down and play. We're familiar with them. We get along with them. Everything always works out, and you know, we rev the crowd up as best we can and stuff. And then we have a few more shows. We played a lot last summer, and I think we probably just almost threw ourselves into the dirt. But we still want to keep our momentum going, but we had to take a breath and kind of like connect back with our personal lives a little bit more. But we're still playing the shows that are like the big ones.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
We're still gonna go play like the festival in Missoula for Top Fest, and then we're still gonna. We always play at Jester's at least once or twice a year, so we're gonna do a show at Jester's up next. And then we played this show here. Normally, we would have been probably... Hell, we came back from the Covalite Theater in Butte not too long ago, too. But we've been kind of like more selective this year. I'd imagine that that'll probably change in the future, and we'll probably get back to playing a lot more often. But for now, it's just been kind of taking a step back and chilling. And we've had a lot of stuff. All three of us have had a lot of things going on in our lives that it's just trying to finagle... you know, life, especially when it becomes difficult, and then your job and whatever. Maybe you have a girlfriend, or like me, I have a girlfriend, a dog, trying to do a side project, and I got the band, and then traveling, and then hanging out with family, trying to squeeze in as much as you can in the summer, because we only have like 3 months of nice weather here in Montana.
For real.
So trying to squeeze all that fun time in with like family and everything like that. It was nice because we didn't have a summer last year. We just were always playing. So it's nice.
Which is good too.
It is.
But then you say like taking breaks is good, and so are you guys? Do you guys even talk about like new albums? Are you recording or writing new songs for American Philosophy? Or?
We just released our EP just recently called so it's American Philosophy EP that we had songs from way earlier, but this new one is called Panic Syndrome, and it's kind of like it's probably like the most aggressive thing we've done. And then we just a few days ago dropped a cover of Something in the Orange, and we sat on that song for a year. We had it recorded and ready to go, and we just don't know why we didn't. We just didn't release it until just a few days ago. So we released a bunch of new material. So.
I'll have to check it out and tune into it and put some links in the description and everything. Because, yeah, for a while, I think when I was getting, like, again, in that dark phase of getting really drunk and high, would be, I would tune into some of your guys' stuff. Like, I've seen a few other music videos, and then, you know, but it was one of those things, too, that was, like, kind of hard for me to be like, oh, yeah, I want to check it out, because I still was dealing with my emotions. But yeah, I'll have to check out the new stuff. And so your new project too, is that does it have a name, or is it just Shelby Bean?
I have no idea what it's going to be yet.
Just see what it becomes.
Yeah, I have some ideas about what I want to do with it, but I'm trying to like keep it like separated. It's kind of like for me, it's a thing where it's like it's the thing that will never go away. It's music that I have to have for myself. Otherwise, I don't know, you know, because you could have a band one day and then not have a band tomorrow. So, you know. I mean,
and that's, you know, that's the crazy thing about life too, is you might not even have tomorrow. You know, you could end up, like you say, that 5 seconds in the car or whatever it may be that, you know, you don't have tomorrow. And that's another reason why I still try to like cover those bases of, you know, life's so short. Any like resentments or anger, bitterness towards even like friends, family, you know, and I'm sure a lot of that comes out in your songwriting, like just different emotions. Or
yes,
do you have certain things you even like write about? Or
I write about you know, I write about sometimes I had to kill the whole like want to be like revolutionary like fire, and there's my dog. I had to kind of I got sick of writing stuff about like anti-government kind of stuff and like fighting and or like that kind of stuff. So I kind of like started turning it into stuff that was like more personal or just like more metaphor. Like I can write something that might sound like it's gonna sound like this, but it takes another direction and goes there. So my songs usually don't always make sense, but they have purpose behind it. I mean, some of them like
if it sounds cool, sometimes you're like, I don't even know what they're saying, but it sounds really cool.
They make sense to me, but I want it to be a different description for somebody else. Like for example, there's a song we just released that's on our EP, and it's called Reckless State of Mind, and lyrics go like, reasons come and they go, and you shut the door, but it's left unknown. They always mock conspiracy and tell us the truth, but then you're slapped with reality, and now who's the fool? And it's kind of like more so like a way of trying to like think for yourself. And then it's like apathy, turn a blind eye. So swallow this with no questions why. And they lie, they steal, they cheat and hide, and fear is their tool. And the joke's on you now, friend, who's the fool? More so like, and for me, that was writing about like where we're always inundated with like what people are trying to tell you what to think and who you should vote for, or who you should be, what kind of you should be. Are you religious or atheist, or you should be this accepting of this, or you should tolerate this, or you shouldn't tolerate
even when
this,
people be getting like, I don't mean to interrupt,
but
good. When people be getting like sober and stuff, not to make this a hot topic, but that's another thing that people get like, well, I'm doing this in my life now, so you should.
Yeah.
Like, I'm changing. You could be more like me, or whatever.
Change yourself for me.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people do. And that's actually something that I'm sure I've done myself to people.
Oh, I definitely have.
But I get very frustrated with people when there's this obligation that they put on you because it's going to make them feel better about themselves if you change. Well, why should I change for you? You should change for yourself, And there's true. If you want things to be better for you, if you're not happy with yourself, then you can simply just walk away from the people that don't make you feel good. But if they do change for you, then that's pretty commendable in some sense. Maybe not always, but
a relationship, like in a band, where you're like, yo, we just can't see eye to eye on this, and then you're like, you know what? Eventually, if you do, then it survives. The band survives, and making those positive changes does help. Sometimes it takes those bad changes to lead to good.
Well, yeah, and people need to remember that no one's obligated to, but no one is ever obligated to change for you. The only thing that's going to change is yourself. And really, the hardest thing to do is change yourself.
For sure.
But things do shift differently for your favor. Hopefully, if you're making better decisions, they do shift in your favor. But you have to be the one to do that.
Yeah, it's definitely your own willpower. And so now that thinking changes, what made you even want to change to American philosophy, and like why American philosophy? Those two words were the only things left, honestly. It just was like running in your brain.
I wanted to call it Dead Philosophy, and then I had a punk rock band that never got off the ground with some friends that was called American Mythology.
Oh, you told me about that, yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't want to steal the name from the old, even though it didn't go anywhere. It didn't feel right to take the name. So I was like, well, I can't do that. But then I went trying to find the word Dead Philosophy, and then apparently that's actually already a band. And I got frustrated, tried to think of everything I could, and then finally I was just like, screw it. So I combined the two.
Nice.
American Philosophy. So
nice.
That's honestly the reason why it came out. There's not really any significance behind the name. It was just like kind of like I'm just gonna mesh these names together. And when I pitched it to Kyler and then you guys were like, all right, because you were shocked about changing the name from Baked Bean Society to American Philosophy, but Kyler also
because you had just finished a project. And like had all this merch being made, which is still cool. Like that stuff's still dope. Like it was an era, I guess you could say, and
a lot of people were pissed about it too. Like
change, I don't like change. You know?
We don't like American Philosophy. We liked Baked Bean Society. It's like it's the same friggin' thing.
Same project, but it does have a different like aura to it or something where it's like, American Philosophy. Some of the songs that I was playing with you on when you were writing them at that time were. I don't know if they were all about stuff like that, but like you said, government stuff is kind of a hot topic, and it's a part of our lives. And again, nowadays with social media, everybody's trying to influence each other and be like, you should think this way or that way. And it's and the conspiracies, you said something about conspiracy.
Yeah, like think it for yourself, and like sometimes when you think your own way, people consider that like you're being a conspiracy theorist or you're just crazy or something. I stopped writing stuff about government shit because it didn't feel real. Because even though I have my political opinions and even though I have my views and ethics about everything, I don't need to go around telling people what to think.
Yeah, those are like the two, like religion and politics are like the hard.
In a bar, the three, the quickest ways to like get killed in a bar, the sins of topics, the sinful topics at a bar.
Yeah, they're gonna like not see eye to eye.
Yeah, I just decided that if I was feeling political, I'd find a way to make it so it didn't look political. I'd write it in more of a sense that like this is a way for me to get my opinion out, but I'm not gonna spoon feed you exactly what it means. It could mean anything you want. And I changed up a lot of like how I like to write, and now I just kind of like write whatever really kind of feels right. You know, I mean, sometimes I write personal stuff. Sometimes I write stuff that's like might sound political or social issues and stuff. But I try to kind of keep it more so I try to keep it interesting, at least to me, and write about stuff that's like, you know, let's just not be idiots. Let's think for ourselves. And I'm going to write something that might, if you pay attention to lyrics, you might scratch your head and ask yourself, what did that even mean? What was the point of that? And then if you were to ask me, I could ask you, well, what did you think?
Up for interpretation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's interesting because the American philosophy, I think that initially that was the idea with founding it, was like, hey, we're leaving this like control system of you have to have this religion to like start this new one where you can have any religion, you can whatever, it's supposed to be freedom. And that's kind of the punk rock thing too, is like, yo, you can't control us, we're gonna do what we want. And, it's really interesting. That was you know, not to really get into this, but yeah, the conspiracies and all this stuff. And did you guys play at that Zombie Summer Fest or whatever Sean put on? Did you guys play at that one too?
So we played the Spring Breakdown. That one, yeah. No, we played at that one, yeah.
At the
Shriners Temple, yeah.
So it's like a couple years ago. Of course, I've been down them conspiracy rabbit holes, especially on.
You and I have both like that stuff. You and I have always been into like conspiracies and like UFOs and woo-woo.
I see a Sasquatch tattoo on you.
Yeah.
I have a Sasquatch book up there.
It's nice, man.
Yeah, so I actually got involved with the Freemasons.
Oh, really?
Which that shrine. Yeah, and I went through all the stuff to get to like the 3rd degree. And it was totally different than what I had thought.
I know nothing about them.
It was just basically about like becoming a better man.
Really?
Yeah, and it's like fellowship stuff, community stuff, but you know, on the internet it's all like you worship the devil, you're sacrificing babies for fortune and fame, and
they give off that impression to people sometimes. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, or they're shape-shifting lizards.
Yeah,
from
I've
like
never
demons or space or something. I don't know.
I've never gotten anything.
I haven't seen any shape-shifting or eating babies yet. So
they wear those weird hats that you see in Morocco.
Oh like yeah, the Shriners.
Yeah, like the cylinder hat with the little like
little fez
string
on it.
that hangs at the bottom. So I always thought, I was like, huh, that's interesting. But
and they drive little like go-kart things.
Yeah, something like that. And my interaction with them has always been they're really good people, and they've always been really pleasant. And they've been wanting something to happen for that building, and it should. It's an old building with a lot of potential and its history. And it's really beautiful. Like, you go in, check that place out. It's gorgeous and very, like, vintage and stuff like that. It needs to be seen. It would be a shame for it to just sit there and collect dirt, you know?
True that. Like, yeah. Well, you guys played in that old opera hall with, like, the giant curtains and stuff?
Yeah. That's where they have the events.
They have a huge, like, pipe organ in there. I've never gotten to, like, touch it. But.
I know. The organs actually give me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, you know, it's one of them things that it's so old, and you never know. Like, I get creeped out in here sometimes, like late at night if I'm just like doing stuff.
Oh, I bet.
Just because, you know, I don't know. It was a church for 15 years, so every once in a while I'll be like, "Whoa, what's going on in here?"
The Shredders, they have like a weird throne you can sit on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know what they use it for, but when we walked in, we were getting ready to set up the stage. And there's just this giant throne right on the stage.
Man, I never I've seen that or anything.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It gave me just the biggest heebie-jeebies. And there's an organ right next to it. Like, is the Pope coming or something? Like,
well, that's the crazy thing is, like, even the American, because, you know, George Washington was a Freemason.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And Lewis, like Meriwether Lewis. Mm-hmm. If you go to the museum here, you can see his Masonic apron. So it's just crazy that, because again in Freemasonry it's like you can have any belief or religious thing, whatever. I guess no politics, no religion.
I guess they don't like being called Freemasons for whatever reason, but it seemed Freemason vibes. You know what I mean? That's what I got out of it. But
that place.
Yeah. So I don't really know what they're about.
I mean, that's, people are like, it's a secret society, right? A society with secrets. It's all the information's out there. You can like get books, but it's kind of the experiences you go through that, masonry is like construction stuff. So it basically is just like if you're a stone, you're like chisel it at yourself. So, it's helped me become a better person. And it's a lot of older guys since it's been around for like hundreds of years.
Yeah, I know. I guess it's a really old building.
Guys, Tom DeLonge from Blink-182.
Yeah.
He's Freemason.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And he's all like dick jokes. And,
I know, it's weird, man.
And he's like, I hear he's also working on like UFO stuff and like weird time travel.
He's in cahoots with like a lot of like Pentagon officials and stuff that have been coming out, and like they've been giving him like, whether it's accurate information or not accurate information, but they've been giving him like all these like details that they're releasing that declassify files of what UFOs are and stuff like that. I always stay kind of like on the outside looking in with that stuff, because as much as I want to believe everything I hear.
Oh, hi. Hello.
He definitely likes you now.
Go cuddle with your dad.
Copper. Yes. Copper. Leave him alone, buddy. But
it's all good. My dog thinks he's a lap dog, and he's a huge.
He used to be a lap dog,
mm-hmm.
and then he just turned into a giant fur monster. He struggles with his mom though all the time. He doesn't struggle with me. He likes to play with me.
Nice. I'm glad you brought him too.
Yeah, I'm glad you let me bring him inside. He does really good in the car. That's like his like little safe space, but
mm-hmm.
he definitely likes to follow me wherever I go. So
nice.
He doesn't like to be alone.
Yeah, for sure.
No, he doesn't. He's a good boy. Very guy though.
Well, I guess for other people out there that want to follow you, you're online, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where can we find you at?
Well, band you can always follow on Instagram and Facebook, and we even have a TikTok, even though we're not active on it really. And then YouTube, you can subscribe there. And then for me, until I get my solo thing going on, I just now became a digital creator, I guess. Facebook made that decision, not me.
Oh,
so like I woke up one day and all of a sudden it said you can advertise. Like, why would I want to advertise a picture of my food? Or,
if you're a chef or not. I mean, people are into that. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never understood it. All it does is make me hungry.
I guess it's the art, too, culinary arts. People.
If you're a chef, by all means.
Yeah, I've seen some people out there, though, that's like some guy making like hot dogs and rice that somehow went viral. It's like, I think this guy is like, has some mental health issues.
Yeah.
Like, he's not all there. But then he puts that on the internet and it goes viral because people are just like,
what? I always wonder like how that happens. Like, you say and you create stuff over it and you make it a passion, and then you look on the internet and some asshole just makes a quick video of some random thing and it gets like 100,000 views and like 60,000 reactions. It's funny how the algorithm and culture works, man.
Yeah. Well, hopefully this catches more of the algorithm. I think it will. I think people will be interested to hear, more about you and your projects, the kind of relationship we've had with like bands as friends, and that's just stuff a lot of people go through, but working it out with people isn't always successful. So kind of learning how to just like communicate right.
Well, it's really cool to see what you've done since I've last talked to you. I'm glad that I'm really thankful and honored to be and this is the first feature in here. And this is a really comfortable setup, and I think this is like what fits the vibe because I've seen you do so much from way in the early days when we knew each other and to even now, and every time I see you, it doesn't matter if a few months or years go by, there's always just some new upgrade you got going on. And
I hope, because I was downgrading for a while. I was losing it. I was losing my mind. Like, and especially if you get addicted to anything, and then you're like getting rid of gear just to get drunk or high or whatever. And I don't know. All I know is that making some of those small changes in life, a lot of blessings do come from that. And just being open to receiving. I had to do a lot of therapy on just even being willing to, like, you know, thinking better about yourself.
Yeah.
Being willing to believe in your own success, because you can get so down on yourself. You probably have at times where you're like, maybe I should just give up on this project and just, you know.
There's been a lot of times where I've asked myself, you know, I don't even know why I'm still doing.
Well, I'm glad you are. I look forward to the new stuff. You still gonna play some songs?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, cool.
Let's do it.
Yeah, well, Shelby's gonna play some songs. Thank you for playing. Do you have anything else you want to say?
All I have to say is thank you for having me, and I'm excited to play, and I hope that all you guys enjoyed what you heard today, and keep following the podcast.
Follow Shelby, follow the bands. He's got new stuff coming up. So, yeah. All right, y'all. Take care.
Welcome to the crossroads. The crossroads podcast.
All right, so this won't really be on the podcast, but we'll put it in the video. It's kind of a little extra. You know, obviously in the past, we've had good times, bad times. I thought this would be kind of funny to do with you, because I just found this the other day.
Oh, really?
And it's not really like we have any beef or anything, but we had gotten in a fight in the past. We never physically fought. But I found this the other day. I don't think I've ever even played Rock'em Sock'em.
All right, man.
All right, well, I'm glad, you know, bros, sometimes they just fight it out. You know, so I guess we'll give it a...
All right, let's do it.
Oh, wait, whoops, I gotta drop this guy down.
Oh, that's right.
All right, okay.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Go.
All right, you got me. We'll go first to 3.
Let's do it.
All right, okay. All right, there's 1.
Damn.
1-1.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. My guy's the Red Rocker. Does he have a name?
Blue Bomber, apparently.
Blue Bomber.
That could be a lot of things, man.
Yeah, for sure. It sounds like an old speed pill or ecstasy or something.
Oh, man.
This is like the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight.
Remember that?
Right.
Like,
Oh, you got me. I was trying to shake your hand. Do these guys hug?
I don't know. Can they?
I'm not. Okay, there we go.
There we go. Bring it in, bro.
Bring it in, bro. Oh, bring it in. Yeah. All right.
He's guarding your face. I don't know if I'd let my friend rub my face. But...
Give me a kiss. No, I'm just kidding. No homo. Give me a kiss. All right, bro. Well, that was fun.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you.
Good
And,
seeing you, dude.
Yeah, you too, man.
Hell yeah, that was awesome.